This is a segment from the JustRPG.com podcast. If you enjoyed this, you can check out the full podcast link in the video description below. Enjoy!
Alright, for our next topic, have you experienced a stigma related to being a gamer?
Yes.
Alright,
yes,
explain.
I have. Well, I guess it all started when I was in elementary school.
Oh boy.
I know, it's a very long story. Well, kind of. There was a group of boys, and they were talking about computer games. And I was into, like, Chips Challenge at the time. And, like, what was it, Mouse Hunt or Cat
I don't know.
Mouse? I don't know. I was in all those games. And Ski Free? Oh my god. That was my jam. And they were all talking about it, and I'm like, oh my god, I love that. And they're like, what do you know? You're a girl.
Oh, so your stigma is more being a girl gamer.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much being a gamer by itself.
Both. It's both.
Okay.
I can give you many instances of both.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Especially after, like, working at GameStop. Whenever I would recommend a game to someone, they're like, oh, you played that? And I'm like, of course I did. I play everything, you plebeian. And it turned me into a bitter jerk.
I'm sure we could get some good stories about you working at GameStop at some later point, too.
Oh,
I
yeah.
forgot about
Oh,
that.
my God. Oh,
So
man.
many wasted topic potentials, but
What about you?
well, I did for a period, like elementary school, early middle school. It was cool. Like, yeah, I got the 64. Everyone's like, yeah, me too. Oh man, do you know I got the PlayStation? You know, it was like that. Then late middle school, high school, it stopped being cool. And there are plenty of people who still played it, but a lot of people who kind of moved on to sports or cars or something like that.
Ugh, gross.
So then, I think you were actually in the same group. We would sit in the cafeteria
Yeah.
playing our DSs,
Yeah.
Game Boys, whatever.
Or
And
outside.
we definitely, or outside, or wherever. We definitely get some looks and some harassment, but now that I'm older, I'm actually still in school and all that. Now it's kind of cool again. Of course, with some people, they're just not interested. But even like the jocks now are playing Call of Duty and Madden 50-50. I don't know.
50-50.
27,000. I don't know. So they can at least talk about that. Or even I noticed a lot of those people have also played games like Skyrim or Fallout.
Yeah.
Almost everyone has played a game in the last year or two. I haven't really met a guy, at least, who hasn't. I know some girls who have probably never played. I'm sure they played something, but probably just when they were a kid. I think maybe you can attest this, but most girls, I'd say, not most, but a large majority, definitely, they played it when they were a kid or at some point, and then they stopped. And then when guys kind of went back and played Call of Duty later, girls didn't, and they just now do. I don't know what they do. Girls are weird. But...
Girls are weird. Yeah, we're gross. We got cooties. No, well, yeah, I also kind of believe that. Like, when you're a kid, you're like, you've got to play with the girl stuff, like the toys and the dollies, and, oh man, it goes even further back than elementary school. I was in kindergarten, and I was talking to the boys about games and like Legos and all the other stuff, and the girls were like, "You're gross." I'm like, "Come on, guys, you gotta like what you like," and they're like, "No, we're not supposed to like that." So it's
some
like
mean girls. Shit.
Yeah, it's like ingrained into your brain, and you either like go along with the flow and be who people want you to be, or you play video games.
Oh, yeah, you have some fun.
Yeah, you gotta have some fun and flunk out of school. And I'm just joking, I didn't flunk out of school. I did very poorly, though. It was not my fault.
I mean, some things are more important than school.
Video
like
games.
World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft was so important. I would play, I would go home right away after school in high school and just play that. And, like, I didn't really talk to anyone. Talk to you and, like, a small group of people.
Yeah, we had a group.
But, like, I would never tell anyone that I played video games. Like, it was just, I was ashamed of it pretty much.
Well, I do think that some games are a little more acceptable for girls to play in general.
Cooking Mama?
Cooking Mama could be, but I think Cooking Mama is kind of like at this point, more of a kid's thing, or that, like, kind of niche, I love Japan market, you know? But
Weeaboo.
Yeah, but for example, like, holding here, the Sims. I've met a lot of girls who have been into The Sims, have played it. My sister, who doesn't really ever play games, she played Sims for years. Years and years. She was totally into it.
Aww.
So, I don't know, I think there are some games like that. Actually, also, Pokemon could be, but I think mostly the people who play Pokemon who are older are gamers. Mm-hmm. I don't think... I mean, now with Pokemon Go and stuff like that, it really might open it up more. We'll have to see. Mm-hmm. I feel like it kind of died down a little bit by now, though. But do you think those people who are playing Pokemon Go are going to go out and buy 3DS and the new Pokemon? I know there's some.
Yeah, well, it has opened it up to people doing that. Like my boss, for instance, he never had, like, video games, and then all of a sudden Pokemon Go came out. And he was, like, a cool kid in high school. So he would never have done anything like that. But now Pokemon Go is super accessible, and he's like, I just bought a 2DS. I thought he was ridiculous. I don't know why people buy that.
I mean, it's affordable. It's like 80 or 90, 80 bucks, something like that.
Chunky, though. Anyway, he's like, I'm so excited for Pokemon Sun and Moon. And I'm like, oh, really? So, like, my boss comes over to my desk, and we talk about Pokemon for a good hour or two.
It's weird how Pokemon's kind of been able to transcend that stigma in certain ways. I guess everyone's played it.
Yep.
I mean, actually, one of my versions, a girl gave me her extra blue version. That's how I got it in elementary school, you know?
Oh, my God.
I think I still have that one. I do.
But yeah, in elementary school, everyone played at least Pokemon because of the Pokemon cards.
Now, back to the Stigma. Have you... What kind of form did it take? Like, were you made fun of, or...
and made fun of.
I definitely shunned in a way, but...
I was kind of a weirdo, if you remember.
Yeah.
But, like...
Still kind of.
But... I know. But, like, I'm the type of person who gets, like, really excited about things.
Yeah.
So...
Like Dragon Age.
Yes, like Dragon Age. So if someone brought up, like, a game, and I'd hear it, I'd be like, oh my god, I love this. And, like, I'd start talking. They're like, we weren't talking to you. You are. Just get away from us. And I'd be like, alright, well, see y'all later.
I think everyone has that thing that when you talk about it, they light up and you can tell that they're now interested in what you're saying, you know?
Yeah. That was me.
It just happens to be video games for us, but, you know, it's different for everybody.
Shunning?
I mean, a little bit. I think I kind of embraced it. Like, I didn't care. I'm like, wait, if I don't want to have to stop playing? No, it's not. I did not once think that I would ever stop playing.
Oh, me either.
Because of that. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, oh, well, I guess I'm not talking to that person anymore, you know?
Yep.
And I think that in a way kind of like gave me more respect than if I just, at least to myself, if I would have stopped doing it and then jump ship to cars or sports or something.
I've had, like...
You have to fake it, but I guess eventually you'd actually get into it, but...
Mm-hmm. What about the people who used to make fun of you? Have they ever come and talked to you like, hey, do you remember me? We used to be friends in high school. And you're like, no. And they're like, well, I played this one video game now.
Yes, but, like, it's someone that, like, would make fun of me or...
Yeah.
Or would, you know, make a comment or something like that. And they're not talking about games, but they're, like, talking as if you were friends.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, yeah, hit me up on Facebook. Blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah. And then I don't accept the request. You know, it's like, I don't really care, but I didn't care then. I guess I still don't care. Unless they have games that they want to then give me, I'm not too interested. You know? Alright, I think we've more or less covered.
Alright, yeah, we could
that. Move on to the next one.
Go off into like the
yeah, let's try to avoid the tangent. Let's just move on to the next topic.
Okay,